tell me you brought good news. Oh, Envoy, you return. And you brought a friend. Ambassador Heelguard, at your...
Always nice to meet an Adiran who isn't trying to goad me into a...
What of these rebels? The streets are full of rumors. What? How could you let this... Envoy, you are the ranking Imperial agent here, and you... We needed to answer this challenge with blood. Don't you see what this will do to our... Thanks to you, these rebels will continue to undermine our work in the Living Lands without... Worse still, now everyone knows our flank is exposed. Oh my gods, Ludwig is going to eat us alive. She will do the talking. The best we can do...
Do you really need Marius and me here for the groveling, or...?
There's nothing to be done. All we can do is brace for the inevitable, though it may damn us in the end. Oh, yes. I'm sending you to Fior Messiverno, a community of Valian expatriates deep in Emerald Stair. The Animancers may have some knowledge of the Dream Scourge already. Animancers draw power from the spirit world. Their dark research can twist, break, and even corrupt the very soul. The Empire has no tolerance for Animancers, and with good reason. Animancers tinker on souls using clever inventions and ancient pillars of Ardra. Siphoning they want to change reality as we know it. Make us live longer, or cause... For all I know, they might be onto something. Or, with a single Well, you know what they say. Animancers may be an unpredictable sort. But they must make no mistake. The Empire's at war with the Dream Scourge. And we need allies on our side. You're right to be curious. After all, just don't get too curious. It won't reflect... If you have any further questions before I dispatch you to Emerald Stair, now would be the time. My sources tell me the Dream Scourge is a plague of the soul. If we have anything in common with Animancers, it's a shared Answers. Nothing more. We need all the help we can get, even if it means appealing to Adma. I believe that covers everything. Governor Vidaro will be your first point of contact. I'm told he's barely keeping the community in order. Good hunting, Envoy.
Так.
Heelguard. Why is it that whenever I hear your name, it's because you've disgraced?
No. Strangling light.
Is that, her?
Inquisitor Ludwig. So kind.
While you brood over the Dream Scourge, this island is coming apart at the seams.
Stay your wrath. Allow me to present the Adiran Envoy, dispatched by the Emperor himself, to aid us in our time of need.
At least someone remembers. I can't believe you troubled the Emperor to send an envoy. Haven't you done enough to flaunt your incompetence?
Under the circumstance.
Silence! You busy yourself with the dream scourge. A mere fever and chills. Even if that were to happen, the living will replace the dead. We will ship them in by the hunt.
Oh, gods, Ludwig.
I have scoured this island and faced the truths from which the living lands is on the brink of total collapse. And you have ignored the discontent in your own. Now, the envoy's killer roams free, unpunished.
The blame is mine.
He's got more backbone than I would have.
We should be better than this. Leading by example. This island has seen nothing. What say you? I have eyes in every corner.
If you're done eviscerating me, you'll be interested to learn I'm sending the envoy to the animancers of Emerald Stair.
You are ridiculous. Emerald Stair is under assault by the very wilderness it claims to. The animancers cling to pride and tradition even as they dig their own grave. That might do us some good, or it might lead you nowhere. Clearly, I've wasted my time with you, Ambassador. From now on, I will break the frontier on my... You are free to disagree with my methods, but you cannot stop. As for you,
Не нравится она мне. Жесть.
She is going to be a problem. Oh, that was nothing. Put her out of your mind. The dream scourge is more than enough. Oh, before I forget, Liviana gave you a clean bill of health. You're cleared to leave for Fair warning, animancers and Adirians don't mix well. They're kind. At least you'll have that in common.
They're a fun bunch. Crazy, but
Wonderful. Now I have to keep a tight grip on my soul on top of everything else.
Should you cross paths with Ludwig, well, try not to. Safe travels. I'm told Emerald Stair's beautiful this...
we can head to the Eastern Gatehouse when you're ready to go to Fjord.
Так, видимо, нам придется встретиться. Угу. Это типа Новая локация. Вот. Где хочется побольше погулять. Надо тут пройтись.
Say what you like about my people, but we built a phenomenal wall.
красивенько. Не знаю, зачем я сюда лез. Но это красивенько. О, а как это так?
Well met. Feel free to partake of Wodika's favor. Welcome. Please stay a while. May the burned...
You had me at welcome and lost me at burn.
Pray, she never hears you. Wodika forgets little. Come to pay your respects at the shrine, envoy? Perhaps you're drawn to the totem. Or there might still be a glimmer of Wodika herself. To show fealty to Wodika is to show fealty to our homeland. Without the patron, a shrine in this state does not befit a god of her stature. But one of her totems still rests here. This is the living lands. No shortage of heathens and imbeciles, I imagine. Anyone who truly revered Wodika would have maintained this shrine properly. Fortunately, my commander agreed to let me take charge of restoring both the shrine and the totem. Totems like these are relics from a bygone era. There are legends about how the gods imbued them. Can you imagine holding something like this in your hands? Alas, this one is a fragment of what it once was. What? Not much, I'm afraid. All I can tell you is that it's very old.
I suspect it was built for a different purpose before it became a shrine to Wodika. Really? I'll have to look for him the next time I'm on leave. If I'm ever on leave. Painstakingly. We don't have the right materials to
Nice work. It even smells better here.
I've asked for more supplies. Hopefully the quartermaster won't be foolish enough to refuse. The Burned Queen deserves everything from us. The sky and the land. The sky. The others betrayed her. They cast the Queen out. But fuck Margaret for burning her. Fuck Abidon for building the machines that powered Margaret's treachery. I have more patience for the two gods of death, Bereth and Rimagard. I merely tolerate Wal and Scan. And I'm profoundly uninterested in Aothist. Apologies. I suppose I have strong opinions on the gods. But
Ни хрена себе.
I don't know. I've been wondering that since you approached me. Your features are, if you're fortunate, perhaps you'll be revealed as a godlike. Of course. But wait! You have an important mission, Envoy. Before I feel you should have it. Perhaps it will grant you the Burned Queen's grace on your journey.
Looks like this thing's missing a few pieces. You people probably want to take it back to camp and study it, yeah?
Мгм. Так, стоп. Среди рядов торговых верхних ярусах. Мгм.
Envoy. On the contrary, Herodes believes it can help you.
You got lucky with the last one you set free, Envoy. Not sure I'd risk it again.
You spared us. That does not mean that we have... Your mercy for our compatriots has not gone un... We deem you worthy. This time. We trust you will remember our
Ничего себе. Это было неожиданно. Так. Торговые ряды, да? Так, верхний рынок. Торговые ряды. Торговые ряды.
The adherents have come quietly. They will not take us by force.
Всем может быть.
Charters. They will steal our city from underneath our feet. We must stand against tyranny.
The gods will make them pay.
Ah, a seeker of mysteries. Welcome. You are among friends. Mysterious one. Unlock these lands for us. Provide us with the knowledge our healers to heal the wounds of this.
I can't tell what they're looking at.
Угу.
Note the graffiti on the wall. Don't always want to follow it.
It's the envoy. Get him!
Glad that's over. This is the shrine to Bareth, god of death. Not sure which version of them this is.
Curse my brother. Oh, scan into his own destruction. The thief and scoundrel has taken my goods one time too many. He is punished from here.
Ладно. Что у нас тут? Золотая чешуя.
The citizens of Paradise have come to hear the truth. They need... You may lie to me, but you cannot lie to all of these people. You only take what power we give you.
As long as there's people in the city, there's merchandise to be found.
Надежда, да, искать. Может тут? Так, рыночный район. Окей.
Must not be hiring.
One moment. Stand back. Nice work. That's another piece of that Woodaka totem.
Неплохо. Мгм. Среди торговых полок он лежит. Вы чё, черти? Ай, так. Среди торговых полок он лежит.
I love my job.
The affairs of men have no place at this tree.
Oh, it just doesn't work. What do you want? Quickly. I have an audience. Everything. This performance is My friends thought it'd be funny to get roaring drunk last night. Only one showed up today, and he was in no shape to perform. They've all gathered out there, and I don't have a show to give them. I can't play...
I've heard imagining the audience naked.
Do you really believe that?
Depends
I suppose they wouldn't object to a one-man show? The question is, which one? I've only memorized a few. I could do Beltramo's Lament, or the Deerwood Tree, or maybe the May Queen's Conquest. Yes, that should do perfectly. Thank you again, my friend. Now.
Buying something?
Ну, в Гавани я этого не видел. Надо сходить тогда в трущобы, может. А вдруг?
Nice banner, ain't it? I found it on the beach, covered in bird shit. Must have washed ashore from parts unknown.
Ладно. Среди торговых полок.
Finally, another... No, I'm just not used to seeing people like you. I would've... An unpretentious godlike. The living land. Anyway...
My flute up here sometimes. It's nice and quiet at night.
team.
The envoy from Adir, perhaps? There's a buzz anytime someone from the... You'll get no trouble from me, though the Adirans tend to do their shopping. Supplies you need for prices you can afford.
Nice and quiet here. Take a moment to breathe. Yeah. Yeah. Hey.
Cheap wares for cheap folk.
Never setting foot on a ship in these waters. I promise you that. One moment.
Watch yourself. Is that all you got? Thank God.
squad.
One for you! One moment.
Careful. There's a reason this place is called Castle's Folly, and it's not because of its whimsical sense of humor.
Окей.
glad those sparrowhawks are gone, but I'm not sure these Adiran guards that showed up are any better. Waiting one second.
I understand a curious spirit, but I promise that region is well managed.
Looking for something?
You won't find any treasures that way.
You feeling okay? Seems like you've been having some odd dreams.
I'll be here if you need me. Fior Messi Verno, huh? Guess if you're looking for an animancer... I don't know about all that. They decided to settle in a hostile forest and use animancy to conquer it. We might get there and find that these people aren't as ready and willing to help you as you hope they are. Yeah, looking forward to dragging you people through Emerald Stair, on the distant chance Fior will be feeling generous with their time. I've led a few people there from Paradise or Thirdborn, and I've almost lost someone on every trip.
Someone's slipping.
I said. Just glad I can help. Right. Not before I've done some reading.
We dream of steel, flee from her. Blazing ire, it burns, pain through the smoke. You are not safe with her. We reach, the spines tear, but the old scars do not lie. We burned once. Burrow for warmth, but the hawk circle. Steer clear of the scourging fire. No weak. The flame spreads toward the garden wall. Listen.
That looks valiant. Want to do the honors and open it?
One moment. There's almost always something good in places like this. Worth taking a look.
Next one's the come. Take your best shot.
I think I sprained my shoulder.
like another piece of that Boudica totem. Did that artifact get warmer, or am I imagining it?
Are you certain?
I know what I sensed. I am beyond all.
A source of essence?
I felt the flutter of Audra. There was no mistake. When I tried to touch it, a force pushed my hand.
A vein separate from us.
Cannot explain it any other way.
An ill wind blows through Aora if any of what you say is true.
Perhaps.
We have no time for...
Please. Think of the kith who live there. Always. Just beyond our reach.
I assume nothing. I will not rest until I learn the truth. If we cannot bring it to light, we all may be at stake.
There. Adds a little culture to the camp, doesn't it?
is. Ow! Not.
You think she'd have listened to the veterans?
Lever station. So far from the city. Of the capital.
One moment. Something doesn't feel right here. Never has.
Yeah.
Aye, aye. Coming in hot.
Ready, aim.
Here it comes.
Something at birth. Voices. The ruins sleep in the field now. How do we leave our mark upon the river of memory? through their roots. A force, we are not alone.
Just like the Stranglebelt. Envoy, you gotta tell me your secret. The Envoy blacked out. Now the Audra has flowers on it. Does that about sum it up? One moment.
He sucks over.
Nice job, everyone. moment.
You first.
Hold a moment. They tell me you're going to Emerald Stair. Well, just remember to cover your mouth, sneeze into your elbow, and sleep with lavender. Fair warning, Envoy. Before you showed up, Inquisitor Ludwig barged past me. She was looking... Don't thank me. In fact, keep my name away from Ludwig's ears. Better if she doesn't know I exist. Anyway, I thought you should know Ludwig's on the prowl.
As long as she's not on our scent. Given how angry she was about Wolf, probably best we give her a wide berth.
You're cleared to pass, Envoy.
And Sam's sad to be leaving Paradise. I had no idea how tense things were with the Adirans moving in. And now we have to worry about whether the man who killed you...
It's what most of us come here for. I only wish more of us really got. Unfortunately, the Steel Garrote will see this as an excuse to crack down. I get the
Steel Garrote? I figured they're just more intense Adiran soldiers.
Oh, I hear you. Unfortunately, if you're marching shoulder to shoulder, some of their stink is back.
I don't like that Ludwig woman. She gives me the freakus.
Yeah, I've seen floggings gentler than the scolding she gave Hilgard. One's tacking when the other's jibing, if you catch my drift. And that's gonna mean trouble for everyone around them before long.
And it's a good thing we're getting out of this city.
Yeah. Much as Liviana misses our company, I wouldn't count on your mysterious friend reviving you a second time.
Are you listening to that friend when you go all blank-eyed from time to time? Does your special... I mean, I had an imaginary friend when I was little, but they never brought me...
He means that with all due professional respect, of course.
How do you know this friend doesn't mean us any harm? Well, maybe figure it out. We can't prepare for what we don't know is coming.
We're headed to Fior Messi Verno to see if the Animancers know anything about the Dream Scourge, right? Maybe we'll learn something about your
Right. When it comes time to deal with animancers, you two are...
Just mind how close you get. Their experiments don't always go as planned.
They could stand around and have scholarly debates about souls all they want. Gives me a great opportunity to...
I haven't been back in a while, but Fjord is, an interesting... It was founded about 50 years ago by a disgraced Valian duke and a handful of animancers who'd soured on politics in the Republics.
Town full of nobles, scholars, and leeches. All surviving off the work of the farmers who grow food for the... Right. You know, present company excluded. And, oh.
Don't take it personally. Marius only does this with people he likes.
I'd say something back at you, but I'm just not feeling it for some reason.
See what I mean? It turns out that academics are as ungovernable as the rest of us rabble.
You don't understand what they're messing with. They can't tame the wilds with machinery.
They've held it at bay until recently. Their ingenuity, or madness, or heresy, take your pick, has fed, but rumor has it some unnatural blight is destroying. Hopefully there's nothing to that. But if there is, and while we're in, there's something I've been putting off. An old friend from my time in Third Born had a... Tama. He passed a while ago, but he left something for me that I never got around to picking up. But you won't regret it. Emerald Stairs lovely this time of year.
No matter what I tell you, you keep picking flowers from things that want to kill you.
Hey, they love me. You just gotta ask nicely. Compliment their foliage.
Right. Maybe buy them a drink before they choke you to death with... Well, you came to the right place.
You and I have quite the adventure ahead of us, Envoy.
I have, you know, things to do back in Paradise.
Come to think of it, I haven't been to Emerald Stair in a while, and the Envoy's never been. Know any good guides?
None that could help the two of you. You need the best guide in the lands to keep you from getting yourselves killed.
Yeah. Who else is going to show us which mushrooms we can eat, and which ones want to eat us?
Now that you mention it, you're gonna need my help if you're traveling through the lands with this Nimdut. I have 2 rules. No campfire songs, and no hugs. That last one's non-negotiable.
I hear wiggle room singing.
If we're done being ridiculous, we should get some rest. We'll be in Emerald Stair tomorrow.
Good to have you with us, Marius.
Right. Go to bed before you violate the hugging rule.
Окей. Ё-моё.
Would you be a deal and help with these forces, please?
Looks like she could use our help. Let's get her a hand.
Don't get too comfortable. More are on the way. Oh, fantastic. People. I was about to...
A mind's question. The dust. She knocks.
You wouldn't happen to have a ladder on hand, would you? Don't take that tone with me, darling. There's a beautiful place right in those ruins that I cannot reach. And as sharp as my wits are, they are a poor substitute. But perhaps we don't need one. You're tall, striking, and well-taught. Do they really? I wonder what other... Maybe the three of you have experienced...
I'll try anything twice.
It's more of an animancy thing.
You make lovemaking sound like Hector Brewer discussing tea. Flat. In any event, I already have a letter. He always carries a ladder. But, sadly, he's busy helping the Animancers in Fjord. And I need this vase now. Oh, absolutely not. Vidaro, the governor, is... But if you want to know about the governor, fetch me that artifact. The vase sits atop that tower beside us, in the ruins there. And once you've got it, look me up. Yatsley, wizard extraordinaire, godless expert.
You do meet the most interesting people.
I can get you 1,000 faces that don't require going into some ancient ruins, but no one listens to me.
Quiet as the depths.
Take him down. Here we go. Well done. Beat that, warriors. That it?
Has anyone figured out how to get rid of it?
Over here!
Who's ready for more? Granted, I don't come here often, but when did it get this bad? Oh, no, you don't. Aye, aye.
I'm heading home, darling. If you happen to find that vase, find me in Fury, will you? Darling, you are aware I can see you digging through my things, aren't you? Andra's titties, you found it! I tried using magic to get the vase down, but alas. Thankfully, you and your little friends came along and saved the day.
Excuse me. We're all bigger than you are, Nimdude.
I may be small, but my magic is not. Of course I can. Are you a wizard as well? An Adiran godlike wizard. You're nearly as fascinating as this. But I'd best pack up. I want to get home. I've a new artifact. Thank you for your help, godlike. Even if you didn't have a ladder.
I've got a few inches to spare if she changes her mind.
You told us that animancy would save our crops. And now look, spoiled on the vine. Zarips won't even touch them.
Animancy is a process. We're talking about a delicate metaphysical ecosystem.
Yes, I explained all that. They still said no.
Gods, someone has to do something.
I don't know what to do. I just don't think that...
When did the Rangers start taking the Zarips? You tell me it doesn't make it.
We have had some of the finest animantic farming equipment available. Until Zarips. I spoke to the Rangers about it, but they say the Zarips aren't acting aggressive or killing anyone.
That's odd. Why would Zarips attack equipment?
Finally, someone with a little back.
The Zarips have made camp in the swamp to the northwest. I'd say be careful, but my guess is they won't. Just go check it out and let me know what you find. I'll let the Rangers know once the Gods go with you, my...
Almost every Zarup I've ever met has tried to eat me before I could finish saying hello. I think if I walked into a Zarup camp and wasn't attacked immediately, I'd wonder if I was invisible or something.
This one's mine. Come and get me. Yeah! Nice shot!
What do I tell Sylvia? What do I tell? It's not bad enough that a little earlier and you'd have beaten the other bandits to my crops. But I guess that's on you. Ah, finally! Someone who can. When they ran away, I saw them following the river north. They're probably hiding up there. You come back with my crops, and I'll give you whatever I...
I really don't think you can deny that everything wrong in
My wife said this
obviously
would be a
comes
waste
from
of
using
time.
animacy.
We don't use animals.
You showed up at a bad time.
I don't know what you want me to do. The other animals are just doing the best we can to survive. You will be better.
Word of advice, give a wide berth to the governor's manor. Giata's about to tear that poor man a new one. Well, I hope you have a stomach for profan.
Huh. A woman shouting profanity at leadership?
She came storming up the hill with a wheelbarrow full of spoiled crops. Then the shouting started.
Animancers fighting? This I have to see.
This isn't the first time Giata's put the governor in his place. You could do a lot worse than Giata. The governor's manor is on the far side of town. You can't miss it. Just...
I was hoping to run some local curses.
Looking forward to seeing what it looks like when Animants...
Ah, the Emperor's envoy. Inquisitor Ludwig said you might be heading this way.
Captain Alfair of the Steel Garrote. If you're here to speak with Vidaro, I'm afraid you'll find the governor is these Valians in their luck. While they theorize and do nothing, the sickness spreads. But worry not, envoy. The Steel Garrote will be ready to ensure the safety of a We all have our part to play. Until later.
Does subtle mean something different outside of Solace?
Yeah. And all godlike. I've heard whispers that one of your kind was here in the living lands. In case it wasn't clear, I'm the point of contact for anyone with bounties to turn in. So it... Ahora Taugori. Yep. Oh. Big... Those Delamgan. They're not evil, it is just in their nature to push back against the expansion of civilization. Still, I will...
Spirits are truly wonderful, powerful, self-aware, and reach within sight.
If you are looking, we have... To put it gently, Giada Castel is giving our governor a piece of her mind. Animancers are miracle workers, but they... Their anxiety keeps me in bed. This tea house is where troubled minds come to approach. Imagine what we could accomplish if more Animancers took a lead now. Regrettably, we are out of tea. My stockpile is... We have other goods for sale, if you care.
I have been thinking about the moon.
Not this again.
There is no hour on the line.
Careful, or we'll get thrown out of the pub. We're already thrown. Really?
I had one job. One job. But I couldn't even... Look out for her, Fidelio. How hard could that have been? If I could help myself, do you think I'd be in here? I don't mean that, My two youngest rangers were supposed to report back from their rounds. I assumed they'd turn up. But it's been 3. Brasilia. Their names are Belena and Adalaro. They were good rangers once. But since they've caught each other's eye, all they do is sneak off to... I wouldn't have put it...
Well, there's worse places to make the four-legged beast. I promise you that.
New recruits running off with each other?
Oh, man. Anyway, I never thought I had any cause for concern. They always found their way back eventually, but they're out there, all alone, and they could be in danger, and... last time I saw them, I sent them to patrol the northern riverbed. If you go that way, please, keep them.
Two young Nemdutin wandering out by a river. Consider them found.
Pour you a drink, good luck. Well, I'll be. Apologies for the ruckus outside. The animals. You can't take a piece in the fjord with. But finding an animancer you can trust, that's hard. They are the only animancers taking the dream scourge. Outside and up the stairs, they're arguing with. Just follow me. Welcome back, envoy.
Ado, well, I was not expecting such an esteemed guest in my humble workshop. Are you in need of any weapon?
Ебать. Ошалеть. То есть хорошая волшебная палочка есть, зато, сука, в городе волшебников нету, блядь, нормальной палочки, да. Ай, блядь. Хуй с тобой.
Giata, what's the meaning of this?
Look at these crops. Look at your city. The dream scourge is laying waste to our home.
There is no dream scourge in Emerald Stair.
The land begs to differ, and I can prove it.
We can discuss this in private.
We are... How can you ignore what's right in front of you? The dream scourge is here, in the... Oh my goodness. In that case, you're right on time.
Maybe you can talk some sense into our governor. Put the fear of the gods in him.
Tempers are high, but I don't see any assent.
Excuse me, but unless you have official business, I thank you not to involve yourself in our private discussion. Very well. I hope you remember that behind these walls...
I'm sure he didn't come all this way just to challenge your authority. As you can see, I was just proving a point to our...
A cart full of spoiled vegetables. You call...
Ha! Emerald Stair used to be a lush garden for miles around. And now I don't even reckon. First came the invasive species. Roots and mycelium growing overnight. As though nature itself... The dream scourge has twisted our lands, our wildlife. Then there's no time to waste arguing with bureaucrats.
We definitely...
I believe that we can restore the land, bring back its soul, and its... Our governor would rather ignore the problem. He doesn't trust animancy as his...
They do. And that's the kind of reckless behavior I'm trying to avoid.
Reckless is all we have time for. Before we can deal with the Dream Scourge, we first need to understand. Unfortunately, new experiments have to go through him.
Once again, bureaucracy stands in the way of getting...
I'm just trying to stop Chiata from hurting herself. Animancy is dangerous. I see you're unfamiliar with animancy. You don't appreciate it. Are you going to tell him about your family's basement? Or
How dare you use...
I know it was an accident, but look what it cost you. We can't let it happen again.
While we argue among ourselves, the Dream Scourge is tearing the living lands apart. Then we'd better do it somewhere else. Well, Governor, looks like I'm taking some time away from my duties. I'll trouble you no more.
Your request is denied.
I wasn't asking.
Your responsibilities are to the settlement. Turning away from them sets a precedent that I cannot allow.
Everything I have proposed has been for Fior, and you still refuse to cooperate. Under the circumstances,
Then neither do I. Giatta Castel, from this day forth, you are banished from...
Banished?
What?
Ignacy, we can't lose our brightest animancer in the middle of a crisis.
Your pupil has gone too far, Quilici. Take her and leave. You're still a guest in my town, but to us, Giatta is an out...
It's a bit too soon.
Governor, this is unacceptable. Your father would have kept this community...
Don't bother, old man. He isn't his father. I've done all I can for Fior Messiverna. But you haven't even tried. Now limp back to your giant house like a good dog. We should talk somewhere private. Meet me at my house due west, by the workshop.
I'll find us another bedroom.
Oh, you startled me. You must be the Adiran envoy I've been hearing about. Apologies for any hardships you may have experienced. The failing crops, the strange beasts, and even the Dream Scourge are... Oh, sure. I can't take the blame for all of Fior's problems, but my negligence has only... The dead of Fior expect certain rituals to be carried out. I have failed to perform those. That's exactly it. Well done. I have always observed it, and I brought it with me when I came to... Our recent dead require a final meal to ease their passage from life. Without it, they can't rejoin the sun.
You've got people waiting in line for their next meal, and you want to waste food on the dead?
I got food from the grain merchant stores. I just need someone to leave it at the graves.
Flesh and bone. They bring the fruit to those who cannot eat. What tree calls for its branches to endure these rituals?
The ritual heals all. The spirits get one more taste of life, and the living get to offer one last gift to the dead. You must take these offerings of food and place them at 3 graves. The first offering goes to a cliffside grave on the... The second offering goes to a grave in the swamp. The final offering should be taken to the truffle farm east of Fjord, where a family lost their lives. That is the least of my worries. But yes, bringing closure to the recent dead, I can't thank you enough for helping to ease the conscience of an old lady. Please, return when the rituals are complete.
Genuine healing crystals, purest in all of Eora.
If only we had these in the tusks.
Can I? Welcome to Poria in Velino, the finest legit.
you think would happen when you confronted him so?
Well, my first idea was to mess up his house. Maybe break a window or two.
Perhaps I should thank you for showing restraint.
I'm sorry you had to see that.
Giata.
Why start now?
We're on the verge of extinction, but our governor is too busy protecting his fragile ego. What does he know? He isn't even an...
You did challenge his...
Curses. Without Fjord Missiverno, I'm hardly even an animancer. We'll have fewer resources to work with, but at least now I'm free to study whatever I want. On my terms. The Dream Scourge has been a thorn in my side for too long. In a way, I do. I have plans for this island, and they don't involve the Dream Scourge. But that's a...
Your parents would be proud to see such tonight.
Anyway, listen to us babble. I never expected to see an Adiran envoy here. You've got a lot of guts showing your face in a town full of... It's not for the faint of heart, that's for sure. Our first order of business is the Dream Scourge, but I'm also curious about you. There aren't many godlike left these days. Sorry. I only bring it up because Anamancy might offer us some insight into your nature. Keep an open mind. While I pack up my belongings, you can help me by... I just realized this is the end. I have to leave.
Some people don't find out who they really are until they leave home.
You'll be alright. My advice, find a good tavern and learn how to prepare a squirrel over an open flame.
Maybe if I focus on what I have gained, I can learn to accept it. When it comes to the Dream Scourge, we haven't been allowed to acknowledge the problem, much less act on it. Today, that changes. I need help from the Animancers around town, but... Glad to hear it. Your education should come in. Monto Pastor is in the workshop due west. He's got an invention that... Elia Rossell is an authority on the undead. Her methods are controversial, but useful. She lives in a... And then there's Yvette and Remy, our philosophers. You'll find them at the docks. Each of them owes me a favor. Drop my name and they'll tell you what they know about... I'd rather you find that out for yourself. Whatever. We're about to make history. But first...
Guessing she's not much of a hunter. Might want to get extra rations next time we go shopping.
Godlike.
Listen, Kai, I need you to stalk like a cat, not stomp around like a Balrog.
You know, I've heard dueling is popular. You wouldn't think a public argument could feel as brutal, but I'll be damned if Giada didn't draw blood. No doubt. That's why I admire the living landers can be contrarian and combative. That's what sends a lot of us here in the first place. But it's still hard to swim against the tide with your own people, especially when it means getting them to face off. You seem to have turned out okay. You and Giada, come to think of it. She knows who she is and what she believes. She's got more clarity and conviction than I had at her age.
She has more clarity than you have now.
Hey, I am a willing victim of my own delusions.
Can we just talk about something?
Hey, don't worry. We're talking about Giada.
Right. Like, what did you think of?
Anyway, this can't be an easy time for Giada, but I'm...
Envoy? Well, that was interesting, right? The woman standing up for what you believe against authority. Of course, my method would have been run away under the cover of night, never to return, but... It's more that I don't think my belief's worth standing up for. Life's simpler that way. Anyway, there's clearly more going on here than a bunch of animancers sitting in dusty labs doing whatever they do all day. Beyond that, nah, I can't help you. Call me when you're back to facing real... Right, Chief. If I must.
The Adra stirs, a crackle of light in a withered field. We had not considered. Mundane, a lifetime lived in silence. We forget we wiltly gnaw with hunger now. What has come of this place? A hand of generosity. We feel them. They bend and hone the essence of the earth. They draw from our veins like a well. What are these Eons have passed. We do not reckon a harvest grows. The dead rise. What do they hope to achieve? Lift the shroud from the wheel. They build walls in their hearts. Why do they not share what they make? Punished, cast out, we peer through the murky water in vain. What? feeds the soil with its... We have learned much. Dream of soaring with...